Happy Tuesday. And yes, she is still thick on this Tuesday. Welcome to the In Love Show. And this is a very special episode because the In Love Show is presenting to you the Ultimate Girlfriends pop-up conversation live. Now, this is in preparation for our pop-up conversation where we will have three very special guests to join me, where you girls can come shop, get your groove on with custom curated cocktails, drinks, and more. But most importantly, you will be able to get in on the conversation because I definitely want to hear what you have to say. And so do all my girlfriends. And so tonight we have a very special episode because I have some of my close girlfriends joining us for a live conversation about this trauma impacted issues that form toxic relationships. So we want to know, how toxic are you? And we also want you to share this on your social media platforms. And most importantly, we want you to get in on this conversation. So without further ado, I'm going to add my girlfriends in. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, honey.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hi.
I hope that you guys have been having a wonderful day. And thank you so much for joining me this evening on this conversation that is long overdue. And I'm just sick of it. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my close friend, Tammy. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you? Where you at with this grand piano and all this?
I have no idea, but I'm loving it. I had to go change my clothes. I found this virtual background. I said, girl, let me go put on something to look like I'm in this house.
I was about to say, girl, wait a minute. Let me find out you can play. I'm about to say, learn something else. Tammy, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tammy. I am the owner operator of 81 Event Designs. I make small business products, wedding products, and all kinds of products. There you go.
Okay, and then next I have my girl Joy Davenport. Hey, honey.
Hey, girl. Hey. Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Joy Davenport, and I am the CEO and owner of the Davenport Foundation, which is a child placing agency right here in Houston, Texas.
Ooh, okay. And last but not least, Miss Ty Morrison. Hey,
Hey,
honey.
hey, hey, girlfriends.
Hey.
I am Ty Morrison, the owner of Star Class Travel and Tea Lights Candle Company. So happy to be here, ladies.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Keep going, ma'am.
We went.
We forgot a couple of things.
Look, I have other things, but Star Class Travel right now and Tea Lights Candle Company are my babies. So I've been nurturing them.
Star Class Entertainment is decorating my wedding. So.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Star Class
And
Okay.
Entertainment.
Star
Joy
Class-
and I. That's Joy and I venture we have.
Joy and I have this collective business, Star Class Entertainment, and they are doing a damn thing. They are actually going to be sponsoring one of my wonderful sponsors for the In Love Show presents Ultimate Girlfriends Conversation pop-up shop. So they are definitely in that thing, and the decorations are going to be everything. So make sure y'all come dressed. But listen, ladies, we did not come here to solely talk about that. Although I want you guys to make sure you get your tickets. I want to talk about how toxic our relationships, and not just I'm saying like in collectively our past relationships, the things that we've learned, the things that we have grown from. But I want to start with this. Okay, so we live in Houston, Texas. And we are the home of the Rockets. And although I'm not a sports fan, I do at least know the name of the team. But recently, Houston, I know that is so shame. My baby plays sports and everything, and I just can't get with it. I'm just not it. But the Houston Rockets player, Kevin Porter Jr., he just posted a $75,000 bail after charged with assault and strangulation of his girlfriend, Kaisri G. I'm gonna say her last. I can't say the last name, but she sustained a fracture of her vertebrae from this. So when you're talking about toxic relationships, I want to start off the conversation with that because when you're talking about toxicity, there's always signs. And I'm a firm believer that people really do show you who they are. So, how about let's talk about some signs? What do you guys think about this?
I think control is a big sign to me of a toxic relationship when someone wants to control everything. So,
Okay. And
mhm,
I think control is a big sign. I mean, I
mhm,
have been in a relationship before and I didn't realize how controlling that person was until I started just like taking a step back, looking at it from the outside, looking in, and also too reevaluating my self worth because I was like, how are you going to allow yourself to be in this space or be in a place where people are treating you any way that you allow them to?
right.
And I think that in this particular situation, I wish I could just sit down with her and just have a girlfriend phone call and be like, girl, what in the world was going on that led up to this point? Like, how did you not know that this person had this toxic energy and he was capable of doing such things? Because we do know that people are good at putting on that facade, but that
Mhm,
Yeah.
facade can only last for so long. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm trying to get comfortable back.
Yeah.
And so that facade can
Yeah,
only
no, we
last.
hear we hear all the time about when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Y'all all have heard that.
Right.
And it's like it's after the fact, I'm sure she's looking back at, patterns or trends or his behavior, and saying, I should have, I know we talked about the last couple of days about women's intuition. Like a lot of
Yeah,
people don't believe that that's a real thing, but it's
it
a
is.
real thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
we do a lot of trying to mask that, but we really need to be listening to what your gut is telling you
Right. And paying
instead of
attention
looking
to
at
those clues and paying attention to their actions as well and what they're saying.
yeah,
Yeah. But sometimes being in a toxic relationship, you get used to the behavior.
yeah,
Mhm.
So you're comfortable with the behavior. Whether because I don't think anyone just jumps into a toxic behavior. It normally takes some people some time to present that version of themselves. And
right,
so it starts off as little things. The no, I don't want you to go. I want you to stay with me. I don't, this misplaced aggression all of a sudden, and oh, I gotta hurry up and call him back because if I don't call him back, he's gonna be
mhm,
mad. Different things like that. And
yeah,
it's like it's little crumbs, it's little pebbles, it's little baby steps that leads up to now you're getting slapped and you're like, he's just mad. Now
yeah.
you're getting punched and you're like, I shouldn't have did this, to the
Mhm.
point to where it's, oh my God, I'm in the hospital. This is real. And even then, some people don't snap out of it because when you're in love with that person and that narcissist behavior, no one can have you, you're not good enough for anybody else, you buy into that, and
Right.
it's hard to walk away from that, even if you can't even walk from it.
And you know what? You're certainly right because I stayed in my relationship simply because I felt like at least someone chose me. And
mm,
I mean, I just felt like I wasn't worth loving because I continually found myself in these same type of relationships. But what I also too realized, like I said before, if I didn't love me, then how could I expect someone to show me? And yes, I can complain all that I wanted to, but it was like I didn't even know what I needed at that time. And that was when I had to make a conscious decision and was like, you know what, I have to put me first. And I was called selfish. I was called all kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I know that if I hadn't made that move, I wouldn't have you as my girlfriend, number one. But also, too, I wouldn't be doing the things that I truly desired in my heart.
Yeah.
And we get so blinded because we're so busy trying to appease the wrong person.
Mhm.
And
mhm,
they see that and they keep grabbing hold of that. And then they
Mhm.
keep just letting that just fester, manifest into the things of control, manipulation. Verbal abuse is just as hurtful as physical abuse. And just speaking from like a medical perspective, this girl vertebrae, that's your spine, that's your nerves. She
Mhm.
could have lost movement, like there could have
Right.
been extreme detrimental effects. And so my hope for her is that she takes this as a huge wake-up call, and I pray that she heals, takes time to heal, not from just the physical injury, but the emotional injury that it has sustained within her. And I hope that she has some wonderful girlfriends around her that will build her up and lift her up.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So I want to pause real quick, and I just want to remind those that are watching, thank you so much. Please share this conversation, and also too chime in. We want to know what you have to say. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know if you have any questions. We want to know about it. But most importantly, look in the link as well, because the Ultimate Girlfriends pop-up conversation is coming very soon, and those tickets are available. The link is in the comments. Thank you so much, Ty, for putting it in there. Now, y'all, I want to talk about, everyone loves these housewives, and I've stopped watching them because as women who have friendships, it's just so toxic to me. I'm like, how are you taking trips? How are y'all going to each other's houses? How are you around each other's kids and you dogging each other and disrespecting each other? So I saw on social media today, Candy, my goodness, Candy, she just do way too much. Girls, have several seats. Okay, I'm talking to you as a girlfriend to girlfriend. So listen to this, honey. You know you wrong for making that video about Sheree and how she would never be in love again and how she would never get married again. Like, I understand the Bone Doctor situation. That was a replay from, past episodes. But this cattiness and level of pettiness, honey, you are too old, first and foremost, to be acting so immature, but to put down a fellow woman, one that you are calling a friend, you are out of line. And I feel like you need to be called out, because friends don't do that to each other. What, have y'all seen that clip?
I haven't seen the clip, but I think Joy shared it with me, and we had a conversation earlier. We were talking about it, and I think one of the things now, I don't think they're friends anymore on that level, but I think even before that, they were friends. And I think Candy has gotten away with so much. She called it spoofing and playing, but she's really using that to talk down on her castmates or so-called friends. And I think at some point she don't have good girlfriends, because someone would tell her, that's not a good look, friend. I know you on a show, but that's not a good look, because anytime you say something about her and her family, and if people is playing or being serious, she gets very uptight, right? So when people, she always say, well, people come from
uptight, like
right, yeah, cry on the fight. So I feel like
wow.
Candy is in a space now where she feels she has the people behind her backing her on her wrong, right? And then the second thing I don't like about the whole housewife thing anymore is because all they're doing is clocking in and getting a check. Excuse me. They're clocking in and getting a check. These women are no longer friends. There's no way I'm finna sit around with y'all and y'all talking about me, throwing my dirt, my business, my marriage to the streets, and don't even have a behind the scene conversation with me, but you put it on a camera. It's all about the check now. And that goes with everything that goes on between friends and family. Everything is about money. And that money was make a lot of things toxic to me.
Now, Joy, when you saw this clip, what were your initial thoughts?
It was sad. For me, it was really sad. Ty and I were talking about it earlier today, and it was one of those things where it's like, you cannot legitimately say that this person is or was your friend. I know people throw that word around so loosely, and we all know that reality TV isn't reality anymore. But what you put out to the world says a lot about who you are deep down. Because I know for me, even if a check was presented, I'm not going to go against my morals.
Right.
In order to, sell my friend out. And those spoofs and, the jokes and all of that, there's some underlying hatred. Like, there's no way I would be okay with making fun of my friend. Like, in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Mhm.
Unless my friend was in on it and we all, we're all
Right.
sitting around joking and laughing, and we've all done it, right?
Right.
But obviously, after the fact, Sheree would have an issue. If you was to look at the actual clips, and there was some truth to what Sheree was saying. Like, I've been the topic of conversation out of your mouth for a long time. So it's almost
Mhm.
like now she's turning into a bully.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say she have those people behind her now. So anytime she do something, people are going to back her even though she's wrong. And I'm like, Joy, that's bullying. You're picking too much. You're doing too much. Basically, you're doing too much. That's just my opinion. I think she's doing way too much.
But you know what? I feel like wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what the offense is. It's just like I feel like sin is a sin. Like it doesn't matter. The same offenses apply. You're not supposed to sin, right? And so taking it back a little further, since she likes to bring up the past, with the whole thing with Portia and that whole situation and the dungeon and all of that stuff. I mean, she was so upset because these women were supposed to be her friend and they were putting out these lies and just bashing her name. And so she personally knows how it feels to be belittled, to be bullied, to have false accusations, to be made fun of. And it's not a good place to be. So the fact that you would do that to someone else, wrong is wrong. She was out of line. Like she should not have crossed those boundaries because she was single for a very long time until she met husband Todd Tucker. And her mama put her on blast about that. Now, I'm not in their household and I don't know the full logistics of it. But when you put your life out there personally, like these ladies have, and you are attacking people's character, I hope that she's very much ready for it to come back to her with what my mama would say, with wheels on.
Right.
With the
Question.
wheels on. Yeah.
Do y'all think that Sheree has said some stuff behind the scenes
I think
to cause this? Like, I don't know. I feel like even though I'm a person that experienced hate and the person the group couldn't tell me why they no longer wanted to talk to me. And so I'm like, okay, y'all made this up. Even speaking from that perspective, do y'all think that this person did something to her? Maybe.
I mean, it's possible because these women are catty and they do talk about each other on different platforms behind their back to other people. So it's very, very well may be. But when is the person who's a grown ass woman going to stand up and say, you know what, I draw the line and this is it for me? She still had the option to make a choice.
Right.
And she chose to be petty and put that out for, I mean, she has millions of people that follow her. So she put that out for the world to see. So when do you stoop so low? And what makes you any better than anyone else? It's not funny. And for those that think it is, it's kind of sad because this is what we're coming to.
Right.
The value of a relationship, whether it's between friendships or it's a romantic relationship or even family, it's no longer at the top of the list. And as soon as they can expose somebody, as they say, or do something like as Candy did, they're looking for every opportunity to put it out there because there are attention seeking because they are missing something within themselves. And so, I mean, that's how I feel about it. You may have all the money and you may be able to have these restaurants and all this stuff, but it still doesn't make you a person. You have to decide who you want to be. And she had a choice and she didn't have to go that route. She really didn't. Go ahead.
It has now become a toxic work environment, right? Because I'm going to be real, they're no longer friends. I think that, like I said, they're showing up to work, but what's happening is they're spilling each other business where it's really sad now. You see these grown, supposed to be millionaire women, you're sitting around spilling each other business. Then you want to come around like, oh, I support you. I gave you good kudos. But then you turn around in the same breath with those shades. You can't wait for somebody to come tell you somebody's business so you can put it on Front Street, as they call it. Somebody has to be the bigger person and say, I'm not entertaining this. If y'all want to do this, that's on y'all. I'm not going to do that. but nobody is doing that. So everybody is doing this. Let me make sure I get the one up on you, or let me make sure I tell your business first, and
let me get me some more followers.
Yeah, let me get some more followers and stuff. Like, that's at this point, that's what this younger generation is seeing. And that's why when things happen online, I call it toxic internet too, because everybody toxic now. You got people okay with women getting shot, okay with people getting beat up, because of the energy that we put out on this mass thing called social media and internet, that people don't know what's right and what's wrong no more. They think, oh, that's good to do that because I like that person. I like Candy, so she can't do no wrong. I hear people say that all the time, but Candy can't do no wrong, or Portia can't do no wrong.
And you know what? This reminds me of Jocelyn Hernandez, because this girl has been arrested. Look at Erica Mena. She has, saying stuff, calling this girl kids monkey, all this stuff, and what happens is that they get so much support, and so they feel right and they're wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened to the real people who can have a real conversation with you and like, hold on, sit down and let's have a conversation.
Right.
And you know what? This is why we are friends here. I've never once not been able to go, hey, Tashawn. That's why I don't watch. I haven't watched them since Kim and Phaedra was on there. Baby, ditto, Tashawn, ditto. But, I can say, before I knew what I really wanted and the things that I truly, really valued, the so-called friends that I have, and it's like a repeat, a replay. You think this person is your friend and you're going to them and confidence and whatever the case may be, and they're putting your business all out in the street, and they're telling you things, and you're thinking that you're comforted by them, but they know your energy and they know the things that you need, and so they give you that piece that you need, and they neglect the rest, and they don't care how they hurt you,
right?
And it's sad. I mean, I've ended a 20-year friendship after I had to wake up and was like, hold on, wait a minute. But now I see myself surrounded by women who will uplift you and build you up and support you. You ladies are on here tonight, and this is exactly what our friendship circle is about. And not everybody makes it in this friendship circle, because some have gotten the boot, and some have really showed their ass and who they were. But I won't be like Candy and expose them and say names, but
let me sip my drink.
Let's all sip to that. We'll take it to that.
Everybody sipping at the same time.
Cheers to the exit, honey, to the exit. And we thank you for your exit, because when you surround yourself with real women and real people who are privy to you, you're giving people access to you, right? And so when you give people access, you don't want to have to tiptoe around, and you don't want to have to feel like you can't be yourself. And so I'm so grateful for our girlfriend circle, our close friend circle. She's like, to the left, yes, honey, woo, child, Nicole said. Hey,
ladies.
I mean, you just cannot. You used to be able to give people the benefit of the doubt, but as we said before, when people show you who they are, honey, believe them and take it at face value, because there's only so many cards in a deck, honey. And so when they show you them numbers in those spaces, baby, you better go and take heed, because it is real, and there's nothing that you're gonna do to change it unless they want to change it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Tammy. Go ahead.
I think that we mistake age with maturity.
Ooh.
Because there's a lot of people that stop maturing in high school. There's a lot of people that stop maturing because of trauma. There's a lot of people that stop maturing because of their work environment, because of their relationship, because of having kids. There's lots of things that cause these breaks in our evolution. And some people, you see them, they're stuck in this one thing, and you have to think, what are you going to do after that? Our friend Elnora, rest in peace, she would always tell another young lady that we hung out with, what are you going to do when these kids are gone? Because they are going to grow up and they are going to leave. So what are you going to do? You need to start doing stuff now. Start thinking about you now. So when that time passes, there's a you left there.
Yeah.
And so it's like they look like adults, they talk like adults, they go to work with you like adults, but we deal with children a lot more than we think we do.
Yeah.
A lot more.
You said that is so true. That is so true.
That's a
I
mouthful in itself.
oof, it
What'd you
is.
say, Joy?
I say that's a mouthful in itself.
Oh,
Look, is. It is. So this weekend, some of us went to a podcast that was here in Houston. And, you know, it was some, actually, I really enjoyed the one young lady the most. I think that it was pretty entertaining. It was cool. I really enjoyed it. But it was this one particular young lady that was on stage. And when she spoke, I just was drawn into what she had to say because of the value of the things that she had to say, and how she used her delivery and was just so confident. And I was like, yes, girl. I just wanted to be like, girl, can I have your phone number? Can we chat sometime?
Right.
You know, I really did. But I just want to bring this to you because you brought this to our attention. And honestly, I would have never really known or followed her if you didn't bring this to my attention, girlfriend. So can you talk about this young lady and tell us a little bit about this TikTok you just released?
So I shared the TikTok with most of the close friends about Miss Kitty. And Miss Kitty, she's one of the people that were on the podcast just as a guest, but she's become one of those social media counselors. That's what I call her. And in that, she made reference to trauma bonds. And a lot of people don't know what a trauma bond is, but she specifically spoke about trauma bonds in reference to friendships as well. And it was really in depth. It was a really in-depth conversation where she spoke eloquently, like you said, and made her delivery where pretty much everybody could understand exactly what she meant, and making, you know, a lot of people, a lot of what we say grown women, at least we think they're grown, right? And I would say that I'm guilty of it, right? Of being in a friendship, a long-term friendship with someone just based on the negative things that have occurred in our life. And you know, and you never really think about, you know, or reassess, because I think, you know, I'm 40 plus, right? And you get to a certain age and you start to assess your life, right? And really start to assess the people that are around you and that are in your life, and start to make some adjustments. I don't know, you know, and this has been a consistent thing that I've talked to, especially women that are either approaching 40 or over 40, where you start to assess who's around you, good and bad. And, you know, here lately, I've made some huge changes as far as who's closest to me, and started to really assess, why am I friends with this person? Especially if it's, you feel like, or if I walk away feeling like it's a one-sided friendship, right? And feeling like the only thing we really have in common at this point is all of the negative stuff that has happened in my life. And if I'm in this season of transition,
not in your life, but in the past,
or in the past, right. And if I'm in this season of transition, right, and you go through this season of transition, you hope, right? I hope no one gets to be our age and you're still the same person you were at 20.
Yeah.
And you go through this evolution and you start to look and really assess, why am I still friends with this person? The only thing we really had in common at the time was all of the heartbreak and the heartache and the hardship. And my dad wasn't in my life. My dad wasn't in my life. And, oh, you know, I was dating this guy. He wasn't no good. I was dating this guy. He wasn't no good. And when you have happiness, right? When you get to the point where you're happy, they can't relate to that because they're not in the same space.
Right.
So that's what basically she was talking about. And, you know, basically assessing those friendships to be able to say, you need to surround yourself with people who are in the same space you're in the same headspace.
Right. Yep.
You're right about that. I mean, I don't know about you ladies, but I mean, when I think about the friendships that I no longer, my so-called friendships that I no longer have, and it was just like, gosh, this is when everyone called me Nikki. And so when someone says Nikki to me now, I'm like, don't call me that.
You're so shady.
You a trigger friend?
Yeah, the trigger word.
Nikki
I
being,
did
you know,
not
my
know.
former stripper name and everything. I was never a stripper, y'all. But you know what I mean? You know, that was my stage name because and I say this, I'm being so transparent right now. I say this with just complete vulnerability. I say this, that Nikki was my stage name because that's when I was pretending to be something that I wasn't. And trying to fit into places, or at least just have someone. And it makes me think about that relationship too that I had. At least I had someone. At least they chose me. At least I'm not alone. And what will happen? I was terrified what was going to happen if I lost what I thought was precious. And when I reflect back on how we bonded in the first place, it was negative. It was lying. You know, you were sneaking me in the club. You know, I'm helping you cheat on your husband. You know, stuff like that. I'm hiding all the secrets. That is not what a friend really does. Right. And it's just like, gosh, I don't want to be called that. Don't associate me with that. When I met you, your name was Nikki. I said, okay, but I'm telling you, today, my name is Nicole. My name is Nicole Richelin. I'm a grown woman. I'm not that same person that you initially met. My values have changed. My morals have changed. The love that I have for me has grown tremendously.
That part.
Yes. And so
that
the people that I surround myself with, guys, I promise you, if y'all would have met Nikki, y'all would have been like, I ain't messing up.
Because I don't know Nikki. Y'all know
I don't know
Nikki.
Nikki. No.
I don't need to know Nikki. Nikki was a mess. And you know what's crazy? Like,
I don't know her.
The stuff that I used to do, or the things that I used to say, and the positions, the horrible positions I would allow myself to be put in because I was going with these friends, you know, doing this, trying to sneak and hide and duck and everything else. It hurt me.
Yeah.
It hurt me more so than anything else. And what was that moment where I knew I really, really was like, I was so ready for me, was my prayer life, and just knowing that, you know what, God, and my prayer was revealed to me, you know, what it is that you want me to do. And I promise you, I was driving. I was on my way to see my brother with my 2 children, and I was going to meet my sister. My sister and my niece were going to meet us there. And I said that prayer as I was driving, and it was no more than 2 minutes later where that friendship snapped off where it was at. And I thought I was going to feel some type of way, and I never did.
Yeah. Your story sounds familiar.
Yeah, especially when someone's been in your life for 20 years. Yeah. You've been knowing them for 20 years. It's like, gosh, you know, you would think that you had some type of emotional attachment, but that's when I knew I loved you more. And that I couldn't keep walking in the same way that I was walking because I was never going to yield the results that I wanted to yield. And the friendships, that's when I met you, Ty, after I broke away from some of those things. And after I met Ty, then I met Joy, and then I met Tammy. Then you know, all these doors just began to open, and these wonderful women in my life, some of them, you know, was booted out because they were some manipulators and lying. So just don't go on saying they were just lying. Okay. Again, I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want to be a candy, but I'm just so glad that I've weeded out. But it has made me now just make sure I observe first. Yeah. And make sure that I know a little bit more before I'm like, this is my friend such and such. No.
All right.
Everyone is not your friend. And people use that term loosely. And like my mom, I'll throw another mama quote in there. She used to tell me when I was younger, you better learn how to feed people with a long handle spoon. And I'm like, Mama.
Oh my God. My mama used to say that.
My mom too.
Feed them with a long handle spoon. Yeah.
Am I supposed to be walking around with a spoon? Like feet? Like what?
I said that.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? We know now.
Understand it. But now those things that she was trying to teach me, I appreciate the value of those lessons because those people weren't my friends. And you do have to make an observation. and you do have to be conscious of what you are allowing into your space, because when that thing is dark, that dark thing tries to take over. And I love and sunshine over here, so I don't want that. I don't need that. What about you ladies? Like, have you had any similar experiences?
Yes, I have. I think toxic friendships is very, very real, right? I recall having a friend. I think I told Joy about this. You know, we and her was friends since back in the Dallas days. Like, we go way back. And I noticed when I moved here, she was already here. I had started to spread my wings. You know, I'm a person like to talk. I meet people. She wasn't, right? But as I'm out doing all this and things starting to change between us, you know, I've noticed we're supposed to go out. She stand me up. The conversations got short. And then one day I called her for something so simple. She snapped on me making comments like, oh, I'm the same person. I ain't changed. And I was like, what are you talking about? I haven't changed. But I had to realize, because I was putting myself in a position to be better, want more. She's still looking at me as the Ty from Dallas, right? You know, because some people feel like, okay, you better not get more than me, or you better not be better than me, or how you come here before me and you knowing people and I've been here all this time. I start to feel the shift and the change of our friendship. And I'm the type of person, I like to have conversations. That's just me. If I've done something wrong to you, let's talk about it. Don't come at me with the talking in third party or acting like this and that. No, come at me direct. Let's talk as women. We can talk offline. Nobody has to know. Let's move forward if that's what it's about. But when you try to do that to people and they don't get it and they want to make everything an argument, those things become toxic. And I think it's me. I kept forgiving that person because I'm like, we always look at longevity. Oh, I've been knowing her for a long time. Oh, I was in her wedding. Now she wouldn't. And then you start to realize, no, this is not a friendship. This is no longer a friendship. And then when they do things to hurt you after that friendship, like you saying, like Candy doing now, even Hunsha right now, friends, you're making fun of somebody. That's how you know that person couldn't have cared about you, because you're not going to go and make fun and talk about people. It's so much stuff I can do to people done to me. I walk away. It's not that serious, because I know my heart as a person and as a friend that I be to people. But sometimes people don't want to have those grown-up conversations that they say they're grown, honey, and I'm a grown woman. Then let's face it, because a lot of times, like I told Joy, we don't even know what we've done to people that quit being our friends.
Yeah.
And when you try to talk to that person, they want to say, oh, I'm not risking that. No, if I truly have done something to you and you value me as a person, as a friend, we should have that conversation. And even if you want to still walk away and say, Ty, you did this, I didn't like it, and I no longer want to move forward, that's okay. At least I can stand in knowing, okay, this person told me what I did. I couldn't fix it because she's at that point. But at least I know now, okay, noted, maybe don't do that again, or maybe you shouldn't have said that. You can take that on with you knowing you know what you done, versus they just quit talking to you, they don't return your call, but they telling everybody around the world what you did with you. And then you trying to figure out, well, I didn't even do that. You know, so I don't appreciate all that. That's just toxic.
And it's that passiveness. When you say the ability to be able to have a conversation, anyone that you're in a relationship with, again, it doesn't matter if it's friendship, romantic wise, family, work relationship, you should be able to bring it to the forefront and you should be able to have a conversation about it.
And if you need no ill feelings, you should be able to have a conversation with a friend.
Yep.
And baby, we're going to be down to the bar the same day, because you know why?
Yep.
I took that as you value me as a friend to tell me I'm wrong, or Ty, I didn't like this. And I should be able to stand in there and say, I'm sorry, girl, let's go get a drink. And we done moved on. It ain't no still talking about it. It ain't no, how dare she tell me. That's what's wrong with friendships. Well, fake friendships. People want to say they can come to you and this and that, but when it's time,
they're not ready.
They turn their nose up. Oh, they want to pick and choose when they want to be mad about stuff. Like, I can't get with this new age friendship mess, and I will not get with it. Because that's not me. And people, most people that have left my life is people that should have left my life, because they were very toxic. What I mean toxic, it was the conversation, it was the wording, it was how they treated other people. You have to watch that too, how they treated other people around them. You know, you have to watch all that type of stuff. And so when they start bringing it on you because of their insecurities, they're going to bring it on you. So now you a bad person if you say something back to them, or if you be like, you know what, girl, let's talk to her. Nah, I ain't got time. Now they want to put it on you and you the bad person.
Right.
I can't get with that. Yeah, I can't get with that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the whole point of this, ladies, is that the power of a conversation is no longer valued.
Yeah.
And we are straying away, and we are looking for someone to uphold us in our wrong, or someone who has the same type of mindset as we do, where they are justifying you. Oh no, you're fine. Or trying to justify how you feel because they want something, or because you're connecting on that trauma bond, on that petty level, and there's no real foundation there. And that's the sad part. But I think it's beyond the time that people need to start having those conversations again, because a lot of things can be resolved by a conversation, and we have to stop being afraid to have the conversation in the first place. I know in every conversation, now I won't say everything you have to do. Sometimes you just gotta let them dead things die. Just go and let it die, wither away. But anything that's worth value to you, or if anything that's hurting your heart, it's always good to have the conversation, because you gain clarity. You can understand, you can use mindfulness, you can take into account what the other person say. And then on top of that, I don't know how many times I have grown from the conversations that I've had with you ladies, of us being in the same space, being able to take into account what you had to offer as another thought, to make me reflect and say, you know what, Nicole, okay, all right, let's see. Francesca says, facts, yes ma'am. Nicole says that part, Ty. And it says, can you wish them well and not say anything else about it? Because I personally will halt a friendship and move on without saying a word, but I have no feelings. You know what? I think you are able to do that. If you feel that you're in a space, and actually we were just talking about this the other day, Saturday night, Ty and Joy and I, we were just talking about this. I know where some things are worth having a conversation. And then I also know when sometimes it isn't, because I know that you're still in that same place, because I've seen this continuous pattern from you.
Right.
I've seen the continuous behavior from you. So I know that you're not even mature enough to even receive what it is that I have to say.
Right.
So if you got, ain't nothing, cut that off, cut it off.
Yeah. Those are totally different things. Yeah. If you have to keep your peace, because like you say, it's been times you can go to somebody and you can see, okay, they not getting it. This is not working. It's okay to move on and wish them well. But I'm talking about strictly, if this is my real friend and she's done something, I should at least be able to have a conversation with that person without it going no way from there, and be like, okay, girl, I hear what you're saying. I'm talking about those relationships, not the ones where you done went back and forth with this person. She been acting funny. Okay, y'all just back friends because y'all been knowing each other. Now they done something else, and you like, girl, I'm over it. I ain't talking to you. I ain't telling you nothing else. I ain't got to repeat myself. That's different. That's a different type of thing. I'm strictly saying, like, it's been times where I'm being serious. I had no clue I did something, and this person just quit talking to me. I'm saying, to me, I thought that person was my friend. I valued them. So I feel like in that space, it can be a conversation. And if you still choose to move, then that's fine. But at least I would know where I lie or what happened with us, and I can move on too. So, and then Nicole mentioned in here, I don't know if you saw that, she say it's family as well. And family is very toxic too.
And you know what? I'm just at the place of my life, and I can be around anybody, because I choose what it is, how I want to respond, how I want to act. I may not say certain things. I will be so cordial, so polite. I will laugh, honey. We will share a meal and all of that, but it will be so on the surface. And it's not me being fake, because there's a difference. It's allowing yourself to create the boundaries that you need.
Right.
Yep.
I'm a little different, because my boundaries be so. I don't even want to. No.
Like, we've been around people that I'm like, I'm not fooling with them, but because you do, I'm not gonna feel no type of way. and I'm not going to put boundaries on my friendship with you because you decide to be friends with someone else that I may not be so privy.
No, I won't do
So
that. I'm
excited
simply
to see.
saying, I'm simply up a boundary where I literally, you know how to say that your toxic trait is your cut off. Like my cut off game is strong. Like for
Yeah.
real, like it is strong. Like because I feel like, and we talked about this too. I feel like I am one of those people, and I noticed this characteristic in my son just today. We love so hard, friends, family, everybody. Like my friends turn into family. So for me, when you speak ill will or you do something negative, friend, family simply will become a foe real quick. Like in I just don't have the space. Like we said, I don't have the bandwidth.
I don't have the bandwidth.
The
I don't have the bandwidth.
I
I just
do
don't.
that.
Like my tolerance level is very small now, and I don't know if, like I said, you know how to we quoting our parents. I don't know if it's because I'm older now, and you just don't.
That's exactly it. It's hormones.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have another comment. I love that everyone's
Oh,
getting on
goodness.
this conversation. Yes, yes, yes. So Alice says you want the same closure as a relationship with a lover because you value the friendship on that same level. Hey, ladies. Hey, Alice, girl, so good that you chimed in. I'm so glad.
Listen,
That's the
baby.
key word. That's the key
You
word
do.
of friendship that you value. That's
Yeah.
the key word. And
Yeah.
it's like if it's a one-sided friendship, only one person is valuing the friendship.
Right.
True.
Now, this the conversation I would like to get you ladies' thoughts on. Me and Joy
Oh,
talked
Lord.
about this because Alice kind of brought it up. Me and Joy talked about how women can forgive a man
Mm.
and take a man back and say, we gonna work it out, right? He can done something very bad to you, right? You be like, well, we talk, girl. Me, and I'm gonna use James. I don't know no James. I'm saying, girl, me and James talk, girl. We gonna work it out. Okay, girl. You be like, okay, but let you do one thing. This goes back to what I was saying before. You do
A
one
piece of
thing.
thing.
They
A
don't
piece
even
of
say
thing.
what you
Listen,
did, baby. They
you
didn't block
opened the
you.
can
Don't
of
want to
worms.
talk to you. They won't forgive you. Hell, you riding around. You ain't even know you did nothing. But you over here, James, and did 50 things because she didn't call you
11.
50 times and he did it. And you sitting over here like, okay, girl. So you
Preach.
can forgive him, but you won't even hear me out. Or you won't even come talk to me and say, girl, I ain't like what you did, or girl, whatever the situation may be. Women have a problem with addressing their friends, but they will be quick. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong for giving your man, ladies. Let me make that clear. Do what pleases you. If you want to forgive your man 50 million times, that's your business. But I'm
But
talking
wait, she
about
say, but James pay my bills.
but that's what I'm saying. James pay
That's
your
what I
bills,
was going
that's
to say
fine.
too. The
But when James
benefit.
stop paying
The
your bills,
benefit.
baby, don't go back to your friend then. Okay. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing.
Yep.
No, but I
Yep.
get that. If James is the person paying your bills and that's who you confide in, if you can consider that's your lover, I get that.
Ain't
So that
mad
means
at
to me, you didn't value that friend.
Yeah.
Because the
Right.
same way you
Same
valuing
friend that had
James,
your
he
back
paying
when
your
James
bills,
acting up.
value that friend because friendship's
That part.
supposed to be
Yeah.
free. It shouldn't be no, I did this for you, so I'm gonna be your friend because you done
Right.
this, right? So that's what I was talking about too. Friendships can be very funny because we are quick to forgive our lovers. Let's be real, but we get so down when it comes to women, like we can't communicate. Oh, forgive her. No, she didn't do that to me. Girl, James didn't cheat on you, had 4 babies, and you back over here in heaven chilling. But then with me, you mad because one thing I did because I didn't hook you up on some Bath and Body Works. Like, come on now, don't give me like I'm just being real. Like, girl, really. Like you,
Not bad. The body words.
Bad
Ooh,
the
y'all
body
need to
words.
talk about
I
a bunch
can take
of
it way
stuff.
back to some
Or
stuff
when
I've
them
been through.
friends say they support you and they won't repost your stuff, or they want a discount on your product, or they want you to get them in because you got access, but you don't ever hear from them. They don't call and be like, "How you doing, girl?" You know what? Yes, yes, yes. Tammy, what you about to say? It looked like you got something to say.
Yeah, I feel like okay, a couple of things. Number one, I feel like there are some people that have that cutoff spirit because it's their discernment. And when their discernment says you can't go on from this because it's not safe for you, you got to go immediately.
Mhm.
Okay, that I believe in. Then there are other people that think they have discernment and they have this cutoff spirit that are ignorant.
Ooh.
That need that because you so quick to cut off. The problem is you.
Ooh.
You don't want to grow. You don't want to heal. You don't want to hear what anybody else has to say because you're not ready to take in what it is that you know that you've done too. And so it's like, I don't mind the cutoff spirit. I don't mind it at all because I understand it, because I'm old enough to understand where it's discernment. But there are too many people out there that are like, oh no, somebody do me wrong. Just like Ty said, my man could do whatever, but she do me wrong. That's it. I'm done. Why are you done? Why are you done with her, but you're not done with him? I understand the benefit. I understand the bedroom benefit. I understand the bill benefit. I understand all of that. However, just like Joy said, I was there to pick you up. I paid your shit when James was at Old Girl House. You know, it's like, so what about that part? Why is it that it's so easy to cut off that person? And I had to deep dive in that. And I feel like it's easy to cut off those people because a part of you feels like, number one, they'll always be there. Another part of you feels like you've shown your real self to them. And James ain't never got all of you.
Yeah.
Come on, Tammy. Come on, Tammy.
Yeah.
All of you
Ooh.
chooses
Child.
to turn the table like what Candy is doing and expose all your shit. That's a bigger loss.
Yeah.
So it's gonna hurt me, but it's easier for me to cut you off other than buddy, because buddy don't even know me. Buddy has a piece of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what's helped me to kind of deal with the relationships that people have chosen to cut me off. And the only thing I can say is, to those of you out there, if someone chooses to cut you off, please make sure that you're cut off. Please make sure that you never resurface again. Please make sure that the door, the window, the seal, the air vent, all that shit is closed. Because if someone can cut you off so easily, what's the saying? First time is shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Third time, there's not a third time. So make sure when they cut you off, baby, you gone. You gone. You have.
I made sure the other day. I just walked right by. Like I ain't seen
Yeah. Cardi said it best. If I don't speak, that means I don't fuck with you.
And I know exactly what you're talking about, but because I'm not a Candace,
but Tammy, that was good.
She just helped us. Yes. But you know what, ladies? I would love to continue to talk about this, but this is just what you have to look forward to with the Ultimate Girlfriends pop-up conversation that's coming up on September 30th. We're going to have Nettie Jones, who is a psychotherapist for over 20 years. She's the girlfriend's therapist. She also is going to be there with her new book. We have Francesca Allen, who is the owner of Franny's Bartending and Event Services. She is a Black-owned, the only Black-owned woman with a bartending service in the United States, honey. She's gracing us with custom cocktails, and she's one of our gracious sponsors as well. And then we'll have our relationship commentator, Dr. Carla Jones. And baby, let me tell you the tea that she has to say. So we will have some segments, but you need to bring you and your girlfriend because we're going to have something just for you too. You too can actually be a guest of the live broadcasted show, the In Love Show's Ultimate Girlfriends pop-up conversation. You can participate and win some wonderful prizes for you and your favorite girlfriend. So y'all get your tickets. It's in the comment section. Raven, girl, I hope you pull up. We want to meet you. We want to know more about this James girl who paid.
Yes, pull up. We want to hear about James in this.
Honey. Yes.
They are cutting up in these comments. Tashawn talking about burn them like them tubes tied, child.
Yes, honey, burn them. That means ain't coming back, baby. When you
they are cutting up in the comments.
Like
oh my goodness.
She's like burn them like
Lord.
tubes tied.
They
Add
are
in there.
cutting up in these comments, but we do also have a 2-ticket giveaway. So you and your girlfriend
Woo!
come and be one of our special guests at the show. But of course, fashion must be served. Okay, girlfriend chic attire is required, honey. But you come, there's music, there's food, there's cocktails, there's shopping, there's a wonderful experience, and I want to indulge this with you. So in order to get these tickets, make sure you do share this video. Make sure you do like and follow the In Love Show on Instagram. Okay, and make sure you tag a friend. Okay, so that is how you win, and hopefully it'll be you. All right. Any last
Awesome.
words, ladies?
Y'all come on out. We're excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Make
gonna
sure
be
you
fun.
guys come out. Like Nicole said, we're going to have so much fun, ladies. This is so much needed, and it's going to be all in love. Trust me. Sometimes when you get with your girlfriends, you know, we can cut up and get loose. This will be the time. So come out and have fun. Make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you share, and just come out and have a wonderful, wonderful experience with your girlfriends.
And feel comfortable in a safe and secure environment, because we are there to uplift you and build you up and answer your questions and just have open conversations, because that's the way that we grow, and that's also the way that we connect.
Yes.
All right. All right, ladies. Thank you so much, my girlfriends. I love you. Not all of my girlfriends are on here tonight, but don't fret, y'all, because we will be back with another pop-up virtual segment of the Ultimate Girlfriends pop-up show. So we want to make sure that you're included. And if you want to be a guest, DM me. Okay. All right, guys. Until then, make sure you keep all things love, all things conversation. I am Nicole Rochelle-Lynn, your natural born conversationalist, and I'll see you guys real soon.
Bye, ladies. Good night.
Bye. Good night.